Did you know that the sun beams enough energy onto Earth in just 1 hour to power the entire world for a full year? It's true. We are literally walking around under a giant, free nuclear reactor in the sky, yet most of us are still tethered to an expensive power grid that keeps hiking up rates. If you've ever wanted to cut the cord, survive a blackout, or just take your tech deep into the woods without losing a charge, you are in the right place. Today, we're breaking down the top 6 solar panels for home and portable use to see which ones actually deliver on their promises and which ones will leave you in the dark. We've got everything from budget-friendly workhorses to high-tech N-type monsters that can pull power out of thin air. Well, almost. All the links are in the description below, so make sure to check those out as we go. What's your main reason for going solar? Is it for home backup? Or are you planning an epic off-grid road trip? Let me know in the comments because I love hearing about your setups. Let's dive into the list and find your perfect match. Number 6, MHPOWOS 220-watt portable solar panel. The MHPOWOS 220-watt portable solar panel is an absolute beast for anyone who needs heavy-duty power without the premium brand tax that usually comes with it. Imagine having a panel that unfolds like a briefcase but packs enough punch to keep your RV or home backup station humming through a weekend. This panel uses high-efficiency monocrystalline silicon cells with a 23.5% conversion rate, which is fantastic for squeezing every drop of energy out of the sun, even when the sky is a bit hazy or less than perfect. One of the best things about the MHPOWOS is its build quality. It features ETFE laminated material that is scratch-resistant and boasts an IP67 waterproof rating. This means if a sudden rainstorm hits while you're out fishing or camping, you don't have to panic. It's built to survive the elements. In real-world testing, while it's rated at 220 watts, you're realistically looking at about 160 watts to 180 watts depending on the conditions, which is actually very competitive for this price bracket. When you compare it to a big name like the Jackery Solar Saga 200 watts, the MHPOWOS is a total steal. It often costs nearly 50% less while delivering almost the same power. Sure, the Jackery is a tiny bit lighter and has a slightly smoother stand system, but for half the price, it's hard to argue with that value. It even comes with a 7-in-1 connector kit, making it compatible with almost any power station you already own. On the downside, it does output 40 volts, which might be a bit high for some tiny entry-level power stations, so definitely double-check your specs before buying. It's also a bit beefier at 13.2 pounds, but that extra weight translates to a very rugged feel. If you're a budget-conscious adventurer who wants a resilient, high-wattage backup that won't break the bank, this is a top-tier choice. What do you think? Would you trade a little extra weight to save hundreds of dollars? Let me know. Number 5, Renogy 100-watt portable solar panel suitcase. If you're looking for the gold standard in durability and efficiency for a 100-watt setup, the Renogy 100-watt N-type solar panel suitcase is where the conversation starts and ends. This isn't just a folding fabric panel. It's a sophisticated, rigid power solution designed for people who live the van life or need a rock-solid emergency backup for blackouts. The real secret sauce here is the N-type solar cell technology, which pushes efficiency to a staggering 25%. Most standard panels hover around 20 to 22%, so that extra 3 to 5% makes a massive difference when the sun is low or the clouds start rolling in. It's essentially the difference between a trickle charge and a steady flow of juice. Renogy has managed to make this version 19% lighter than their previous models, weighing in at just under 9 pounds, which is incredible given its rigid, fiberglass-reinforced structure. This isn't a floppy panel that's going to blow away in a light breeze. It's tough, IP67 waterproof, and designed to last for decades. Comparing it to the Jackery Solar Saga 100 watts, the Renogy is the clear winner for durability and raw efficiency. though the Jackery is a bit more packable because of its fabric backing. The Renogy uses a very sturdy metal kickstand system that lets you tilt the panels at 3 different angles to perfectly track the sun throughout the day. While it does carry a premium price tag compared to generic 100-watt panels, you're paying for longevity and the peace of mind that it will work 10 years from now. The only real con is that it's a bit more rigid and doesn't fold quite as flat as textile chargers, and the manual legs take a second longer to set up. But honestly, for the sheer power density and build quality, it's a set and forget investment that I'd highly recommend for any serious off-gridder. Does the idea of a 25% efficiency rate excite you as much as it does me? Tell me in the comments if you've tried N-type tech yet. Number 4, ZOUPW 100-watt portable solar panel. The ZOUPW 100-watt portable solar panel is the ultimate Swiss Army knife of the solar world, specifically designed for those who want zero headaches when it comes to compatibility. The standout feature here is the integrated 5-in-1 cable system that includes XT60, Anderson, and various DC connectors right out of the box. You won't have to go hunting for extra adapters to charge your Jackery, EcoFlow, or Anchor power stations. It's all right there. This panel uses A+ monocrystalline silicon cells with a 23.5% efficiency rate, which is excellent for a mid-tier panel. In real-life scenarios, users typically see a steady 75 watts to 85 watts in peak sun, which is right on par with the expensive big brands. Speaking of big brands, when you put this up against the Jackery Solar Saga 100 watts, the ZOUPW offers a significantly better value proposition. It gives you almost identical power and the same IP67 waterproof durability for about 40% less money. Plus, it actually beats the Jackery in versatility because it has built-in USB-A and USB-C ports, so you can charge your phone or tablet directly from the panel without needing a battery station at all. The design is very user-friendly, featuring a magnetic handle that clicks shut and adjustable kickstands for easy positioning. It weighs about 9.5 pounds, so it's easy to move around the campsite, though it might be a bit heavy if you're planning on a long-distance backpacking trip. One thing to keep in mind is that while the panels are waterproof, the junction box with the USB ports isn't, so you'll want to keep that part dry if the weather turns. It's a fantastic budget choice that honestly performs like a flagship product. If you're looking for a reliable, heavy-duty backup without the fancy brand name markup, this is a winner. Would you trust a budget brand if the specs were this good? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Number 3, eco-worthy 200-watt solar panel kit. Now, if you aren't looking for something to carry in your hand, but rather something to bolt down and forget about, the eco-worthy 200-watt solar panel kit is your best friend. This is a full-scale off-grid energy system designed for permanent installation on RV roofs, boats, or remote cabins. Unlike the suitcases we've talked about, these are rigid, tempered glass panels with corrosion-resistant aluminum frames. They are built to handle literal snow loads and high winds, making them a true home use solution. The kit is incredibly comprehensive, coming with a 30-amp PWM charge controller that acts as the brain of the operation, preventing your batteries from overcharging. Under standard sun, this kit can pump out about 800 watt-hours per day, which is plenty for lights, fans, and keeping your electronics charged. When compared to the Renogy 200-watt kit, eco-worthy is almost always the more affordable option, making it the king of the price per watt category. While it uses a PWM controller instead of the more expensive MPPT type, meaning you might lose about 15% efficiency in cold or cloudy weather, it's so much more accessible for beginners who just want to get started with solar. The setup is remarkably easy thanks to pre-drilled holes and plug-and-play connectors, so you don't need to be an electrician to get this running. Just keep in mind that this is not a portable unit. It's meant to stay where you put it. It doesn't have a fancy Bluetooth app, but the simple display tells you everything you need to know. For a weekend traveler or someone setting up a small shed with power, this kit is an absolute steal. Are you more of a permanent mount person, or do you prefer the flexibility of portable panels? Let's chat about it in the comments. Number 2. SOKIOVOLA 200-watt portable solar panel. Coming in at number 2 is the SOKIOVOLA 200-watt portable solar panel, a high-tech powerhouse that is perfect for the number compromises adventurer. This panel utilizes the latest N-type 16 busbar technology, which is a fancy way of saying it has a massive 25% efficiency rating. This is the cutting edge of consumer solar tech, allowing the panel to generate a ton of power even in low light or partially shaded spots, where other panels would basically give up. But the real wow factor here is the IP68 waterproof rating. Most portable panels are IP65 or IP67, which is fine for rain, but IP68 means this thing can theoretically be submerged and still come out swinging. It is built like a tank with a scratch-resistant ETFE surface. In a head-to-head with the Jackery Solar Saga 200 watts, the SOKIOVOLA actually wins on efficiency and weatherproofing, all while staying at a more competitive price point. It's a plug-and-play dream, featuring a 5-in-1 connector kit that makes it compatible with everything from Bluetti to EcoFlow. Now, because it's built so tough, it's not exactly a feather. It weighs about 15.6 pounds, so it's definitely more for car camping than hiking. Some users have mentioned that the integrated cables could be a bit longer for more flexible placement, so you might want to grab an extension lead if you like to park your RV in the shade while your panels are in the sun. This is a premium investment for someone who wants the fastest charging possible and a build quality that can survive a literal flood. If you're building a serious off-grid setup, this tech is hard to beat. Does an IP68 rating make you feel more confident about leaving your gear outside? Tell me why or why not. Number 1. Wagnation 200-watt portable solar panel. Finally, we have reached our number 1 spot with the Wagnation 200-watt portable solar panel, which we think is the best all-rounder for most people watching today. What makes this panel the champion? It's the perfect balance of portability, power, and versatility. While most 200-watt panels force you to use a power station to charge anything, the Wagnation features a built-in charging hub with QC 3.0 USB-A and a 60-watt USB CPD port. That means you can literally plug your MacBook or phone directly into the solar panel and get a fast charge while you're hanging out at the beach. No extra battery required. It uses high-efficiency monocrystalline cells with a 24% conversion rate, so it's right up there with the best in terms of performance. Despite being a 200-watt panel, it only weighs 10.6 pounds, which is significantly lighter than the SOKIOVOLA we just looked at. It's incredibly easy to carry thanks to the magnetic handle and 4-panel folding design. When you compare it to the Jackery 200 watts, the Wagnation offers more features, like those direct USB ports, for a much better price. The ETFE coating ensures it won't cloud or degrade over time like cheaper plastic panels. And the IP65 rating means it can handle the dust and splashes of a typical camping trip. You just have to be a little careful with the junction box in heavy rain, since that's where the electronics live. It's the ideal do-it-all panel for RVers, campers, and homeowners who want a reliable backup that is easy to move and incredibly capable. It bridges the gap between small phone chargers and massive fixed systems perfectly. What do you think? Is the ability to charge your laptop directly from the sun a game changer for you? I think it's a total win. And there you have it, the best solar panels for home and portable use. Whether you're looking for the high-tech efficiency of the SOKIOVOLA or the incredible all-around value of the Wagnation, there is something on this list for every budget and power need. Going solar is one of the best ways to gain independence and keep your tech running no matter what the world throws at you. If this video helped you figure out which panel is right for you, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into the latest tech accessories. All the links are in the description below if you're ready to make the switch to solar today. Thanks for watching, keep charging, and I'll see you in the next one.